Good morning, and welcome to Elder Scrolls Online, finally. Day 14 of the Dominion Pack with my assassin Sneaky Gajiti. We are in Graphwood, but we are leaving. This monkey's trying to skin me nuts. Anyway, welcome back to Tamriel, a place which I absolutely love to be in. I'm excited for Elder Scrolls 6, as long as they take their time and do good at it and give us something new. Well, this is something new, open, large, pretty, well done. I kind of want the characters to at least look as good because up until ESO, the character models in Elder Scrolls series were god-awful. In here, they're a little more realistic and good-looking than they've ever been. Even in Skyrim, there were ugly character designs. I'm sorry, people who designed those characters. So I'm hoping that they do good on the character designs. I also hope in the new one they just have amazing-looking, like, detail and graphics with the environment. We are heading out of Graphwood. I am going the wrong way. But I was looking for someone to fight when they shut down servers yesterday, and we were going to originally play this. Because in all fairness, I don't remember how to play. Why is my... Doesn't do that. That doesn't do that. That just did that. Gosh darn it. Now I have to remember what buttons do what. Journal. West. Stag of Magus. Staff of the Magpies. How do I even... There we go. That does that. Okay. Let's go fight these people and see if I can get things to go correctly. Oh god, I don't have any of my equipment. What the hell? Is this on my back? Hold on, guys. I have an issue. Why is none of my health items attached? Okay, we're gonna run. We're gonna hoof it. We're gonna hoof it till they stop chasing me because my health items are not attached for some reason. Also, I'm not sure which weapons are which. Which ones are my main? Inventory... Main hand, Orchid Sword of Shock, and Prophet's Axe. So Sword of Shock and Prophet's Axe is my main hand. That's my main hand, okay. Skills, because apparently I forgot all of them. Killer's Blade, Thrust Acoustic Blade with lethal precision. Bloodthirst, Ambush. Oh, okay, these all sound familiar. Okay, yeah, that's the real ones. But, more importantly... Also, last but not least, I do believe I wasted my freaking XP thing last night, and this is still on because I quit. Oh, it is still on for an hour. Okay, good. I didn't waste it. Good. Lady?
I don't make many sales here. Come.
Believe me, if I'm selling to you, if I'm here, I'm selling to you. What do I got? I got 66 of 70. I don't need most of this shit. Most of this shit doesn't weigh. Yeah. I'm going to see if that's better for me. This one I don't think I need. This axe blade never dulled. Hard Arts citizens provided it to symbolically purge the town of their item. This is a two-hand, right? I definitely don't need it. Two-handed wood elf, yeah. So you can have that. The staff, definitely don't need that. Oh, satchel. I don't know where I am on the Litany of Blood. Honestly, don't know. So the next time I go back to the Assassin Guild, I need to figure out where I am on the Litany of Blood. Okay. Am I going the right way? I'm going the wrong way again. Assuming I'm still going the right way? I am. I need... I hear a gate. There it is. Think anybody's doing anything with it? Frick, there's Jamoro right there. If there's someone down here, I'll go help them, but if not, I don't think I'll be coming. Wait, was that thing hers?
Your death will mean nothing to me. You are but a minor distraction.
Oh, shit. I swear I had a teleport hit.
The anchors, you destroy them in vain.
I will admit that surprise last boss fight made me almost drop my coffee. Oh, man. Ooh. Not heavy, though. I could sell it, though. Okay, where's the chest? any of that gut stuff. Sold. Sell that. Adds 133 to health recovery. Increases health and empty soul gem. And inventory. Greens. If I do this, it takes down my stamina, which I need as an assassin to sneak around. By 1,000, and it upgrades my health by 100 recovery, but a little under 100 recovery, less than 100 on maximum health. Oh no, I'm sorry, 1,000 on maximum health. Critical attacks go up too. Stamina down 1,000, up 1,000. I don't know. I'll think about it. Where are we, and how do I get back? There's a thing over here. Oh, look. Wait, I already got you. Yeah, I already got you. Now I want my coffee. Excuse me, vampires. I want to become a vampire. So then these kids get into a little toothy shit. The Dari by Immutable Soul. Ynglia was the wealthiest landowner of Kunal, and over the years he has saved tremendous dowry for a man who would marry his daughter, Gunfra. When she reached the age of consent, he locked the gold away from safekeeping and announced his intention to have her married. She was a comely lass, a scholar, and a great athlete. I think comely means like pretty or good looking, if I remember correctly, by the way. But dour and brooding is an aspect. This personality defect did not bother her potential suitors, any more than her positive traits impressed them. Every man knew the tremendous wealth that would be his as a husband of Gunfra. Ugh, they get coffee on my table. And son-in-law of Yinali. That alone was enough for hundreds to come to Gunal to pay court. Huh. Interesting. Yes, cat, I hear you. I forgot that you're part of my cat, Arrow. Ooh, actually. Let's not say we did. There is a lot of vampires over here. Are they vampires? I'm sorry, was that one eating a Daedra? I don't know what that one was eating. You unfortunately have to go to a certain area and fight certain vampires for the hopes to get vampiric abilities. Oh, I need to charge. I don't know if I have anything to charge it with though. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I have soul gems. Okay. I'll wait till I go all the way down. Those soul gems fill all the way back up. Okay, from here... Actually, it's not even marked. That is just some kind of mission. I think I've done that mission. leads up to Altana's mine. There's for trading posts up there. Oh. Yes, but I know it's blood fiend. Okay, I got more vampires. Let me go through the Redford trading post to get to my location I need to go. Also appears to be a tent area over here. I wonder what that belongs to. Vampires. I don't know if I've been here, but really don't need to face them. No reason to pick a fight with something I don't need to pick a fight with, huh? So let's walk around first person for a bit. I like to do that. I can't do that on Catback. Oh, that's not it. Go, cat. We don't need you. I can't remember how to put away my arms. I wonder if the next place will have big trees like Grathwood. Could be nice. Sounds like that thing's open again. Oh well.
You let that woman murder that doctor in Fair, didn't you?
Totally did. She had every right. This one hopes it was slow and bloody. Oh, it's a fellow Khajiit and a player. Hello, fellow Khajiit. The Khajiit is a mage, that is there. There is a thing over here. Did it activate when I opened, or have I been here? Oh, this is red for a trading post. I forget I've been here. This is the Redford trading post. If you remember, we went up there, went down into like a puzzle room to get money so we could pay off this guy so he'd stop. So they wouldn't kick out their own personal guards and actually hire the Empire. I should have kept the money and let the Empire be the lay of the land. All the land. I love the sun rays. I know it's like overdone. I just like it. Oh man, we got it going the wrong way. This is when we get to the road.
Lend a helping hand.
Who spoke to me in my ear? It was a ghost. Cat does not appreciate ghosts. Oh yeah, I think we may have stuck someone in here.
Did you hear?
What is it?
Regine's mantle was discovered at the Fallen Esti winter site.
Rachine's mantle? General Endare has another feather in her cap.
Not exactly. I heard she died recovering it. Must have been a really vicious frost troll.
This one is a really vicious cat.
A small bottle of wine, a pair of boots, and some pickled horvor for the road. Not so much to fret over, yes? So why the stockade? This one is just going to steal them back tomorrow, no?
Talk to the other ones.
Don't bring any trouble to Redford trading post.
Feed your trouble.
Hear me out, please.
I am trying. Can I open this and let them out? I noticed the ones in the cages are not Kajiti. Oh, that one's Kajiti, my mistake. One of them's Kajiti. Big old laurel trees. Wonder how many millions of years these trees have to be this tall. There's some tall trees in America, but forest and whatnot. I don't think they're this thick, but I've never been. Okay. Yeah. Hi, Grathwood. It's nice knowing you. We've been here for months. It's time to move on. I see the border. I'll miss your tall trees. Very pretty area. Bet you with all the monkeys around and the pain in the butts. You heard me, you guys are pain in the butts. Nobody? Why did it zoom in like that? My cat eyes popped out of me head. This one's head. Okay. Well, the forest drop-off was by a lot. We're now in like a mountainous area. This is an elven city by the looks of it. A Dominion Territory city. Nataki? Hello? Anybody want to talk to this one? Nobody wants to talk to this one. I don't need a steed, I have a steed. Oh no. Okay. Sees many things. Okay, so first this one sees this. Yes. The only other mission in here is that one? Okay. Somewhere in here. Oh, yeah.
I sell to the nobility.
Hail, chosen of the Queen. We have been expecting you.
What do you need?
Queen Irene sent a missive detailing your arrival and orders. You are here to secure the staff of Magnus.
Ooh, some lore. So Magnus is I think, a deity, if I'm correct, but it has to do with magic. Because I remember Skyrim had the Eye of Magnus, if I'm correct. Elder Scrolls Magnus. Let's look it up.
I heard an interesting story the other day.
Oh yeah, so Magnus is one of the oldest gods, and they came down, if I remember this correctly, I may be speaking out my ass, but I believe he's the god of magic, and he walked along Tamriel, or the planet Nirn, during its inception, And when things started going down and they started to close out Nern, Magnus escaped through the sky, creating the stars, and creating the sun, while other ones created stars tearing through the wall of oblivion. And that's what created the sun and the stars. And the sun and the stars, according to that legend, is how magic gets from Magnus and his plane of existence to Nern. Whew. We kind of discussed that at the very beginning of all of this, but that was quite a few months ago. What is it?
Safe in our vault below the city.
This
We've
one
guarded
does
it day and night. When you are ready, I shall show you into the vault.
This one does that, but let's go. It's too easy if there's nothing wrong with it.
If you would follow me.
I am following you. Oh, that's right, this one is following you.
Buying, selling, trading.
This one thinks he should go into third-person mode because I have no
As you
thrust.
can see, our artisans have built some small amount of civilization amidst this barbaric wilderness.
This one likes the wilderness. Soft around this one's paws. In the
Marbrook
stone.
will soon be a jewel of the Dominion in this backward territory. As one would expect, we have encountered scattered protests. Nonsense about protecting the trees.
This one believes we're still in wooded territory then.
The local Bosma are disorganized and flighty. Such
Big shame.
outbursts usually fizzle out of their own accord.
Usually? Are we going to be handling a revolution again? We already had that. Are we still going to be dealing with the same revolution?
The Mages Guild. If you would follow me inside.
This one is inside the Mages Guild.
Behold the Mages Guild. The paint is still fresh. A marvelous addition to the city.
The paint is still fresh. The walls look like they've been here for a
Work
while.
remains, of course. But one does what one must on the fringes of the Dominion.
I like
The
this
vault
picture.
is below. Follow me.
Two Imperial soldiers. Not bad, unless they're all traitors.
This vault holds many rare plants that no longer exist in the Somerset Isles. Do take a closer look. I am no scholar of botany, but I know something about our specimens. We've been trying to transplant this unusual variety of redwort plant into Somerset for some time.
It looks like a, what's that death flower called? Corpse flower, the one that smells like ass when it blooms and smells like a dead person.
Crimson Nernroot. We thought it was a Nord tall tale.
I wonder what it does. This one wonders what it does.
We found these in a Valenwood cave of all places.
Lean blossom.
Alchemists pay a dear price for this plant. It will be the jewel of the royal gardens.
Olin's tear. It looks quite thorny. I'm not touching it.
Valenwood soil is not surprisingly very fertile. These specimens are bound for the royal gardens.
Let's move on.
This room holds Ayleid relics uncovered across Valenwood. Interesting, aren't they? We've removed any dormant traps that we know of, so feel free to examine them more closely. I will answer any questions you have about them.
This one should not touch them, though. That you know of. There are no traps. It's just like stone.
Scholars believe this relic was broken into pieces when it fell from the heavens. They believe there may be others in Hectorheim, the legendary center of the Valenwood.
It looks like green stone to me, but whatever. This looks oblivion-ish.
The tree gifts. We're not actually sure what it does.
Okay. Some blue and one that's red. Orange.
This helm is actually from our own collection, but one of our Bosma allies stole it and then returned it in exchange for a song.
Yeah, welcome to Valenwood.
Our ancestors have left traces of their civilization across Tamriel. If we follow Queen Irene, our empire will one day rival theirs.
Their ancestors were, I think, they're not the Aelids. I think they were called the Aelids or something. They were an ancient race elf that is like the progeny of all race elves. Elf races? Race elves? Race elves, that's backwards. Elven races, and moved over here. Eventually, the ones that stayed in Somerset Isle evolved into the High Elves, which are the closest to the ancestors, whereas the ones that moved to Valenwood turned into Wood Elves, moving above the trees. The one that moved to that broke off from all of them and moved over to where Morrowind is now, eventually was changed by the god they worshipped, changing. No, wait, I'm sorry. They're changed by the god they worshipped into the Dark Elves because shit. Something to do with betraying something. They did something, pissed her off, and she said, "Nah, you're Dark Elves." Which is funny because Dark Elves are still one of my favorite elves. Probably my favorite elves. Let us move on. Let us leave. No, I was looking for a let us leave. Where's my leaf? This is freaking loud.
The Staff of Magnus. Here is the Staff of Magnus. As you can see, we have kept it quite well protected. What happened? Where is it?
That is a good question. I knew something was going on.
We have been burgled. But how?
That staff was an illusion. Where's the real one?
I know not. We have guarded the vault day and night. I placed the staff myself.
Has anyone else entered the vault?
No. The vault is off limits to all, but... Wait. Vicereeve Palador recently toured the vault.
Is that the guy who is loyal to, what's-her-name's brother? He is, isn't it? Why was he here?
The Queen's business. Or so he stated. The staff was present before his visit, but I did not check after he left.
Do you think the Vicereeve stole the Staff of Magnus?
Unthinkable. Yet, what other conclusion can we draw? Such illusionary magic is beyond the ken of a common thief. To the surface, I must question the watch.
I'll meet you there. So if I remember who Vicereeve is, he was loyal D-bag to the brother of the Queen, and he's probably part of the Veiled Inheritance. I don't know why they didn't see that one coming. Arrest everybody related to the brother and loyal to the brother. Hello. That would have been the first thing to do. I say that, but then in America, we still haven't arrested Trump for trying to overthrow the U.S. government, so... Or anybody he knew. Sitting over here like, yeah, they're bad. Well, yeah, they're bad, and I'll do something about it. Don't you sharpen your blades at me, young lady. Light armor increased to 4. That's good. This kid here doesn't wear light armor. He wears leather. That almost looks like some looking naked. The elven armor. Nice.
None have entered the vault save you and the Vicereeve. I have confirmed it.
Where is Vicereeve Pilidil now?
He departed into the wilderness. He said he had orders from the Queen to bring Naaman's body. He did not return.
Oh.
He was always foolishly devoted to the prince. I pray nothing has happened to the prince's body, too.
The stinks of necromancy. What do you expect?
Staff of Magnus is an extremely powerful object. There's no telling what wickedness he could achieve if he desired it. Rest assured he would not have accessed the vault if we'd had any suspicion of his loyalty. Someone must inform the Queen.
This one will handle it. Okay.
Chosen of Marbrook, your queen has arrived. Bear witness to the glory of Queen Irene, hope of the Dominion.
Outside? Bowing down to the servant of the hook. Irene. Jesus, you're tall, lady.
Honor and praise, my friend. Do you have the Staff of Magnus?
The staff is gone. Vasri Peleril stole it.
Peladil? Then it's true. He's betrayed us. My brother's body didn't make it to Marbrook either. I knew he loved Naaman dearly, but I didn't think he'd stoop to this. I will once again require your aid.
I have to say, anybody with half a brain could have seen this one coming, but okay.
These wood elves and their forest spirits. Dull claws are they strange.
It is good to see you, my friend. Greenshade is far more exciting place than Raz expected. He hears now that the Staff of Magnus has been stolen, as if these rebellious Bosmer were not trouble enough.
Are the wood elves here rebelling against the Dominion?
Not yet, but it is possible. The elves in this part of the Valenwood do not follow King Camoran. They claim to be subjects of the Wilder King, some forest spirit no one has ever seen. They mock the Dominion and call Queen Irene an enemy.
Why are they opposed to Queen Irene?
We do not know. The Battle Reeves sent a soldier, Hazazi, to negotiate with the Bramblebreach clan, but he has made no progress. Now Raz needs to hunt for the Staff of Magnus, so he asks you, will you find Hazazi and sort this out?
Oh, that's unusual. Usually, oh, you know what, you're going to send me to do this, you're going to find the Staff of Magnus, and maybe you'll do that on through. Yes, this one will take care of it.
The Bramblebreach village is just south of Marbrook. Hazazi is there. He likes to complain, but he's a good soldier. He just needs someone with a more sophisticated negotiation style. And by the time you get back, Raz will have a lead on the staff.
This one, Tato. How are the Bramblebreach different from other wood elves?
This one does not understand Bosmer clan politics. But as Raz hears it, the clans of this part of Valenwood have always been wild. Some even sided against King Camoran in the Blacksap Rebellion.
Then why hasn't something been done about them before?
Greenshade is the heart of Valenwood. It is very dangerous and very mysterious, and these Bosmer understand it like no others do. Raz would not be deterred, but even Camoran's Vindusk Rangers avoid traveling in this part of the forest.
Why were you sent to Greenshade in the first place?
As always, Raz serves the Queen. She wanted to know if the Bosmer here are as scary as they sound. With the Staff of Magnus stolen, though, Raz must make that his priority. This one knows you can handle the Bramblebreach as well as he could.
Who do you think stole the Staff of Magnus?
The obvious answer is probably the right one. Peladil. That toad fulfilled Naaman's every wish. Why should that change just because the prince is dead? Raz knew the Veiled Heritance was a disease not so easily excised.
So what do you still need to... So what do you still need to investigate?
If Peladil has taken the staff, we need to find him and discover what he plans to do with it. The staff is powerful and dangerous. All of the Dominion is at risk if we cannot find it.
So it's unclear if the Eye of Magnus and Staff of Magnus are actually provided by Magnus himself, or provided by mages, like an ancient mage.
We've got almost everything. Aha, a guest. How wonderful. I wonder, would you help my friend and I with a little experiment?
Oh no, Bosmer and experiments usually mean pranks. What experiment?
We are reconstructing animals. Dead ones, of course. Wouldn't do such a thing to live ones. That would be barbaric. Not to mention impractical. Specifically, we are creating an elixir that will cause small dead animals to wriggle about as if alive.
So alchemic necromancers? Do you wanted my help?
Well, as it turns out, we're fresh out of parts. Rat parts, I mean. I need you to bring us the head, legs, body, and tail from 4 different rats, so we can combine them into an animated rodent assemblage.
This one will bring you these parts, you weird little
I know the whole thing seems rather rash and improbable, doesn't it? But our methods get results. Bring back the rat parts and we'll have a little rodent scurrying about in no time. Why, it'll be almost lifelike.
You don't talk like a typical Bosma.
There is a reason for this. One I would prefer to forget. It involves an early experiment with my associate. An experiment that failed horribly. It's not as simple as you may assume, however. When the two of us are involved, nothing is ever simple.
Well, this one will bring the pots to you here.
No, please meet us outside the Fighters Guild. We must set up our experiment there.
Sure. Where does this one find the rats? I see a cat. Can't get my cats. I'm going to assume the rats are somewhere around here. It's kind of an over here.
Help a less fortunate soul.
Poor unfortunate soul. Yes, indeed. Poor unfortunate soul. Reach a puppy. Indian soldier, magician. Where do I find the rats? Oh, in here somewhere. Jesus, and now the sun is shining on this one's TV. So now, I mean, this one's eyes.
Are you undaunted? No. Get out of here.
Thank you.
This grass itches. Please stop distracting me. I'm waiting for other Undaunted to come along. They're sure to need my advice or my wares.
Jeez, what a bunch of grumpy shits. Oh look, now it's telling me where to go. Tore off a rat's head with my little kitty claws. Rat, I pull off its legs, squishy squishy. There are dogs everywhere in this town. This one is wet. And not in the good way. This one tears off its nice head to take the body. This one pinches off a tail. Now we go do whatever they're doing, and I'm sure it's not good. But probably not evil, but I might have to fight it.
We like it quiet.
My friend! How good it is to see you!
We'll talk to you in a minute. One side quest at a time, please.
I've got what you need.
Where all that stuff?
Crime is the brother of civilization, I suppose.
Okay.
Everything is here. Wonderful. Allow me a moment to apply our elixir.
What now?
Now we address the practical applications of this marvelous elixir. If you will help us one last time, I will increase your compensation.
What do you mean by practical applications? What do you need me to do?
My associate and I have a mischievous nature. It is through this nature we show our affection for our friends. Our close friend Kalima is, as Timaway would say, a grumpy bug. We want to lift her spirits.
How will the reanimated rat lift your friend's spirit?
Place these squirmy rodent things in her backpack in the corner. She'll be back shortly, and then we'll see the fruits of our labor. Timaway and I have a wager. He expects her to double over with laughter. I do not expect that reaction.
You might be right. I am a sneaky gadget. Stop looking at me. No one saw anything.
The second stage is the most important. What use is magical inquiry if it cannot foster relationships?
It is done. When will you know the results?
Excellent. Here's your payment. I expect our dear friend will be back any moment. So if you would like to stick around, it's sure to be an entertaining spectacle.
Oh, what is that? Adamir, Timiway, I will kill you both.
Excellent. Well done. A fantastic experiment, if I do say so myself.
She says she wants to kill us, but she doesn't mean it. She says that out of love.
Vegan mages. Okay. We have some dude down here wanted to talk to us. Wait, we got something though, inventory-wise. Boots. That's boots in it. They look medium. Down in stamina, but up in... Oh, down in stamina recovery by 200, but up in stamina by 200. So it increases our stamina, but takes down the recovery. Spell critical, weapon critical goes up. Spell resistant goes up to 10,000, almost that. Not quite 1,000, a few hundred. Armor is up 200 level, no, 400 levels. So yes, which we will also need to color them, and we can sell these. Is there a color joint in here? Clothing station, right to my left. Ah.
You stood among the standing stones of Tanzelwell. Ariel be praised.
I don't know what that means, but okay. This one has forgotten. Oh, that's the clothing station, not a freaking color station. Okay. I need a color. Outfit station all the way over here. This one needs to color his feet before he does anything else.
What do you want?
Nothing. Jesus. That was a medium, I thought, right? What are they? By the way. Wood elf leathers allow my feet to breathe.
Right here.
My claws to stretch. If that was coming from inside this building, this one should not go in. Okay, this one says the clothing station's in here somewhere. Jewelry. There we go. That changes. shoes. Not look like the wraps, I should say. Not very much shoes, not boots, they're just like wraps. This one's wraps have been dyed dark. So this one could be stealthy. I forgot we can do that. Anyway, someone around here wanted to talk to us and all.
The main, the Lord's command, and we obey. Over the seas and far away.
Hey, Elfar, nice.
Pretend we're old friends catching up after a long absence. I don't want to blow my cover just asking for help.
What? Who are you?
Great acting. I need an assistant to do some delicate tasks, and you've got the right look about you. I'm part of an undercover investigation into a string of thefts in Marbrook. The artisan is a master of his profession.
Why do you need this one's help?
The artisan targets local Altmer, so I draw suspicion. We must capture the artisan before the Queen is targeted. Take my notes.
This one will look into it. One only targets Altmer. Racial motives, grudge, fraud, only steals object of personal value. Ransom, revenge, leaves messages for victims. Victims refuse to discuss them. Why? Remaining citizens the question. Mindrabel, Rildin, Kuralit, Kalka, Suskit. What the frick was that? Correct, it's on this level. Two of them are on this level. Oh, because you're not an Ultima.
You approach knowing what you want. I was once like that not that long ago. Please share some gold with poor Kurlit.
Have you heard anything about the artisan?
Kurlit hears and sees much, but it is difficult to recall when one's stomach rumbles so. Alas, he does not have the coin for food.
Could intimidate him, but I don't think I have that ability. So, do I have that ability? I don't know. But first, we'll just give him some money, because I feel bad. Also, I have quite enough money.
1,000 blessings. This one's night eye has not failed him yet. Kurlit caught a glimpse of a Bosmer sneaking into the bank.
Good fight. This one will, thanks to you. Speaking of the bank. Speaking of Bosmers, I believe. Damn, lady, you big.
Most Altmer wouldn't trust a wood elf with their money. Fair enough, but trust is the Dominion's foundation, is it not? We have to start somewhere.
Have you heard about the artisan?
Have I ever? There's been a steady stream of Altmer depositing valuables here since the thefts began.
The artisans never targeted the bank.
I'd like to see that. I'm an expert in security. No one can enter the bank without keys, and only I and my apprentice Nidras have them. Now Nidras... I guess he went upstairs. That boy's steps are as light as feathers.
Excuse me, Nidras, is it?
If you need banking services, my master Talqua can assist you downstairs.
And if I'm looking to speak to the artisan?
Ah, working with Sinner. I noticed you making friends in the market.
Oh, this was quick.
If you figured it out, there's no use keeping up pretenses.
Why did you steal from the Ultima?
My initial plan was to exercise the right of theft. I steal precious objects from the Ultima, then demand they leave Marbrook for their return.
So where are the valuables?
It turns out the Ultima don't respect the rights, so I return them. Now, I simply let Ultima hatred do the job for me.
What do you mean by that?
You'll know soon. Now, I tipped off the guards that the artisan was in the bank, and here you are, sneaking about. I advise you leave.
But it's gotten really quiet all of a sudden, like there's no music for his.
Did you find out who the artisan is?
The artisan is Nidras, the banker's apprentice.
Banker's? Why didn't I see it before? You have my thanks for finding him. But now we have to deal with the mess he left behind.
What is going on?
The bastard returned the stolen items to the wrong houses. He then sent anonymous letters to the victims framing the owners for the crime.
How did the victims react?
They too easily believe their neighbors stole from them. And we've only just been able to prevent any violence. We must find those valuables.
I'll find them. This one will
I
find them.
appreciate the help. According to the letters, the items are in houses across Marbrook. You'll have to search carefully to find them.
Goodbye. Below. Everybody's below. Below. Thank you for pointing me in the right place. There was an entire freaking cane stuck in here? Okay.
Can you believe LaRose stole my husband's dog pluck? He may have inferior blood, but that's no excuse for such cruelty.
Oh, he stole the entire fucking dog? Or he stole something that belongs to a dog that's called a pluck? Aw, frick. Where am I supposed to find a friggin' dog? They stick it in a plant? Oh, they stuck something in this pot. Is it the dog? No, it's another pot. It's potception. I saw someone in here. Where are you? I swear I saw a person out there.
The rascal is a pretentious oaf, but stealing my wedding gift to satisfy his vanity? Unforgivable.
I think you've had too much to drink there, lady. Sit down, you're gonna fall down. Is it that here? This song kind of sounds, Kingdom Hearts-ish. King's the instrument. Is it an oboe? I wasn't aware I had to break into this house. Gosh darn it. Oh god, I suck at this. Let's go out. This one needs you to turn around. Everybody is contacting me. What is going on? Well, apparently Fortnite's having a lot of issues with its latest. Well, then. Freaking horn made of anti-gravity lined with gold. I want to be talking to this one because his house illegally. Oh, hello, Carter. Do you see nothing? Nothing. Nothing. You only see air. Things turning around. So what do you prefer, this more realistic one from Oblivion, or the less, I guess, the less realistic one? Frick. How many of those got? 69? Haha. Good number. Ends of painting? This is the pelt of the deceased dog Pluck. I'm hoping.
Aha! I caught you red-handed, artisan. Thieves just can't help returning to the scene of the crime.
Neither is the artisan, not me.
Pinning the blame on someone else? I won't fall for that. How do you explain those stolen goods you're carrying?
Sinar sent me to retrieve the stolen goods.
You know Sinar? Well, this doesn't prove anything. You might have heard his name in relation to your own investigation.
How about we go to Sinar?
An excellent idea. I was just about to propose. Sinar is on the upper city tier, near the entertainment pavilion. You lead the way. I'm not so naive that I turn my back on a common criminal.
Huh. It's quite raining here. I could give you the slip by pushing you down the stairs. Because I'm not just a thief. Again, if you haven't seen all of these, if you're like, oh, wait, day 14, I have a playlist of ESO. It should be shown back up at top.
Captain, I bring great news.
I'm afraid you have me mistaken.
Captain Sinar, I have detained the artisan. No time to thank me. I must return to my rounds.
Damn
you. You're not as hidden as you think you are.
I can't believe he just blew my cover. Please tell me you have good news.
This one found all the items the artisan stole.
Thanks, Stender. Things were getting tense. I know you're not the artisan, thanks to our careful investigations. You're free to go now. We'll return the items back to their original owners.
Hold on. Actually, let's see what else I got. Seven, 6. $99. Well, I guess I'll get rid of these broken things.
I can't believe he just... Thanks, Stender.
Top quality merchandise.
Oh, I don't know if I need Dragon Stamina Speed or what. I have. I have none, so we'll do speed. Oh my god. Why do I have so much shit? What do I have in my inventory that is just so much? Don't need you, I guess. Wait, are we not supposed to give this back to him? Sell that one. Is there a thief's dinner somewhere around here? Somewhere I can sell shit? Yes. Inside. Is there an inside place around here? Yes. To my left. Did you have to roundabout? Modern Laws of Refuge. Welcome to Outlaws of Refuge. If you're not used to this, this is where the underside of society hangs out and sells things. We're just gonna sell a whole bunch of shit. Don't need.
Some people could be so uptight about things like ownership and the law.
So do we have a regular item shop somewhere around here? You're a merchant.
Everything was going just fine until I tripped and knocked over that vase.
Oh, that sucks. I want to sell that by. I mean, I might as well repair all my stuff. Okay, so the sword I do not need. It's ornate, which increases the price, which is why it's 99. Medium armor. I just eat these. I was going to sell them. Here's one. Oh, I need to do that. It's not bad. Look at this. Yeah, you know, you don't need all this shit either. Two. That's medium? Okay. I can go ahead and sell this, I don't need it. This is light, so I can't do anything with that. That. First thing, inventory. And hands. I didn't know that was medium. Magicka goes down by a bit, but stamina goes up by a lot, and everything else goes up by a lot, so we'll do it. It is high elf instead of wood elf. And now it's armor, and I need to recolor it to black. Which means I can sell these for 63. Nothing there. Nothing there. Need your mama.
Best price is guaranteed.
That's what agility means, I guess. Nothing there. Special skill. Not a couple of us.
Fine goods for sale.
That's annoying, actually. Let's not do any of that. Oh, I was also supposed to open up this thing. Okay. This one makes sense.
Purchase necessities here.
I've got some messages coming through. Foreign. Gun reform action. Fortnite or new one. Save the World players using old school and Coopville's control. Yeah, so a few days ago you couldn't get into Save the World in Fortnite for some reason. Was that yesterday? And now they're still having issues with it. The updates are killing Save the World, the original reason Fortnite existed. RIP OG Fortnite, huh? But their newest update, from what I heard, was just pretty much adding Darth Vader in. Not Darth. I'm not sure if they added Darth Vader or they added his weapon. He's a lightsaber, which should be throwable. Okay. Well, is that all the missions I can do in town? This one's unsure. Let's go back in town. Oh, that's not actually something I need to do. Let's clear that out. Anyway, now that I wasted time coming back here, was there anything else left to do in here? Anyway. Nothing by the looks of it. Okay. Wait.
You're no fun.
What hope is there for you?
You said you're no fun. I'm plenty fun. Biatch.
What do you want?
I need to go here. But it looks like I need to talk to Hazazi first. And Bramble Beach is right here, that's where the assassin contract is. I must piss off the people I'm going to go help by killing one of their own.
Maintain proper order.
Zazie. Zazie, stop looking at pretty girls dancing. Oh, he looks exasperated.
Dark moons. These crazy Bosmer make no sense. Hazazi comes to negotiate on behalf of Queen Irene to hear their grievances, and all they do is dance and jest. Hazazi has only been here a short while, and already he hates this village.
Azad didn't sent this one to help with negotiations.
What negotiations? These dungy elves don't want talk. They say they only answer to the Wilder King. Who is this? Who knows? They'd rather pull Hazazi's tail than give him a straight answer. It's not fair. Hazazi always gets the worst assignments.
Maybe this one should just speak to them himself.
Hazazi likes this idea. If you can just get the Bramble Breach to make sense, this one will be impressed. Hazazi thinks it's a wild guar chase, but if you want to try, speak with their tree thane. May you have better luck than Hazazi.
Where did the dancing lady go?
Hello there. Welcome to Bramble Breach. If you came to see a festival, I'm sorry. It's the off-season right now. Of course, you're always welcome to stay and join us for music and dance.
Well, they're friendly.
My cousin was studying with Tellinger at Esduin. Thank you for all you did there.
Kill Arwilling.
Hey, grab a drink. My eyes look red to you.
Alan Wayne is who?
Now, who's got a drink for me? You?
Absolutely no one here is named Parlanoin. We have Leoren. Long. Evil. Dominion Guard. I'm missing something. Do you have any clues? I accept one that are. Huh.
The spirits told me another outsider had come to visit Bramble Breach.
Another?
Yes, a pretty Altmer girl was here before. She is searching for our Wilder King. What is it that you seek?
I seek to recruits for the Adamari
The
Dominion.
spirits are unsure of your cause. The Wood Elves of Bramble Breach avoid war at any cost. You will have to assure them your enemies are worth allying against.
Tell me about the Wilder King.
How to explain this? He is many things. The tall rocks and trees around the village. Do you imagine they would care if they fell upon us? Could they care?
No.
How can you know? Have you spoken to a rock? The Wilder King's nature is like the rocks and trees. He does not understand pain or suffering, and yet he is just and kind. I knew this to be true the moment I saw him.
You met the Wilder King.
When I was a child, yes. My grandmother was among the first Bosmer to come to Bramble Breach. This was long before the Old Merry Dominion and the High Elf City of Stone. The Wilder King built this village for our ancestors.
Why is this village called Bramble Beach?
Long ago, there was
Excuse
a
my
war
burp, by
in
the
this
way.
part of Valenwood. There are many forgotten stories about that war, but a massive wall of brambles was raised around what is now the Wilder King's court. This village was the only opening into the court.
The breach in the Bramble.
Exactly.
What did your grandmother tell you about the Wilder King?
He reminded her of a terrible but distant storm, a thing of great beauty capable of frightening devastation. She said he could lift the ground into a hill or pull a full-grown tree out of a seed. He did all of this easily.
Tell me about when you met the Wilder King.
Among the original tribe who came here, my grandmother lived the longest. The night she died, I saw him standing among the trees. Her tribe were his first friends, I think. It seemed like he wanted to mourn, but he didn't know how.
What did he look like?
It has been many, many years. I was a child. He was very tall with a slender, handsome face. His crown is what I remember the most. Knotted branches that rose above. And alive! He wore a living crown.
Interesting. You are not the lady I need to kill. Or person, I'm not sure if Farlenwell's a guy's. Hello? Lyrion? Gosh darn it. Where's this contract at? I'm still inside, I'm still inside. Do that. Nope, no longer inside the contract. Maybe somewhere nearby this court, but this court.
Do you get in trouble for being so naughty?
Excuse me, who was that, and who deserves to die now? Fisher. Nimendil. Bard. Elendil. Searches home. Gosh darn it. Oh, because I have to sit and then do this. Haha. And then go back to this. In the Miller's house. Where is this son of a... And then... Roll in. I don't even know what race he is. Dominion Guard. I just killed the entire town. Antelopes. That's not the antelope I'm supposed to kill. Dragir. Maybe it's a poor person.
You scared them away. I almost had one.
Oh, apologies. I'm gonna buy a backpack. I honestly do not care. want those. Oh, thank the gods I found the hand. Goodness. Oh, now I'm notorious. And I will just need to pay money. Still sweet roll. Whoever carded this stream clearly had deep love and appreciations for sweet rolls. We have to wait out time. There's no way we're getting a treat they can think about where or I'll lose all my stolen goods, which I think is just a crystal sweet roll. All fairness. Don't care that much about the sweet roll. Part of me is like, keep it, it's money. Part of me is like, we have money. I am not destructible. It's still the same amount of things. Okay, while we're here, we figure out how to put our that's jump. Ha! Found it. Okay, we'll hide for a few more minutes, wait for the bounty to go away. We are patient. How much bounty time do we have left, does it say? I'll say bounty time. So, will it become time or movement? I could just sneak about them. If I'm caught, I'm caught, and I will pay the price. 314. I swear no one saw me, but okay. Also, now that I remember how to do Blade of Woe, yay. That is my favorite skill. I think it can only be done against humans. Is a monkey.
I didn't think I was being disrespectful. Sometimes people are just impossible to understand.
Yeah, well, let's get it over with. I don't feel like waiting all day long. No cards? Interesting.
Another tourist. Rare to have so many visitors in this part of the Valen Wood, didn't you hear? It's much safer behind the shiny new walls of Marbrook. Even King Camoran hesitates to venture into the court of the Wilder King.
Well, this one was here stabbing a lady in the back who was just relaxing, and now I might as well take care of my Dominion duty.
Negotiate? About what? Oh, I know. You want us to bow to your queen and swear allegiance to your what's-it's-called? Aldermary Dominion. Huh. Problem is that our allegiance is to the Wilder King, and he doesn't seem to care for your Dominion.
Hear this one speak with the Wilder King.
Ha, sure. Let me just pull him from my satchel. You people don't understand. The Wilder King manages the entire forest. Doesn't have time for idle talk. Why do you think so many people doubt his existence?
Have you ever spoken with the Wilder King?
Not in person, but I don't doubt the Wilder King exists. He speaks to me in the babbling brooks and the wind in the trees.
It's a god.
Other Bosmer petition him for an audience, but I don't need to. He already
Or
tells me
a minor deity. So, there are so many levels of deities in Elder Scrolls. You have the Aedra, the top god deities. They're the ones that help create the world, magic, their universe, stuff like that. Above them, you have the original, the light and the darkness. The darkness has the name Sithis, which we know as an assassin. The light, I don't remember what its name was, but it pretty much evolved into the leader of the current gods. Evolved. And then you have like lower. You have the court of Daedra, which are upper gods who lost some of the power, got locked away in oblivion. And then refused to give up their power and got locked in oblivion. They're not with the good gods, but they don't exactly appreciate Nirn enough to be with those gods, so they're kind of like bad gods in their own hellish plane of existence. And then you have these lower man gods who kind of exist here, but they're more powerful and godlike than other ones. And this could be, I guess, a man god, if it even exists. Can this one petition him for an audience?
I could tell you, but how do I know you're trustworthy? You ask us to share your enemies, but will you share ours? The wood orcs are a plague we can't seem to be rid of. If you help us drive them off, I'll tell you what you want to know.
Oh, sure. Should I slit a few throats?
Lurchers. Take seeds from the shimmering tree in the village and plant them in the orcs' camp. In a few minutes, they'll sprout out with a vengeance. The orc chieftain won't surrender so easily, though. Just kill him. Leave the rest to the lurchers.
Oh, this one thinks he can handle more assassins.
Don't bother coming back here until you've run off the orcs. I've got important business to attend to.
So how do these seeds actually work?
Well, if you plant them in some peat, they sprout into a flower, and then after some time, the flower grows into a lurcher. If you want more than that, you can ask the Wilder King himself, when you get that audience.
What exactly are these lurchers?
They're gifts from the Wilder King, embodiments of the raw energy of the forest. They protect the village. They're not so smart. We can't lead them against the orcs, but if they sprout straight into the orcs' camp, they'll know what to do.
So they're iron golems of ESO. And the shimmering tree, what is this? In the wind below. Okay, go talk to Pinduin. Yeah. Wasps.
It works! It really works! I can't believe it. I finally figured it out. This could change everything. Our Lurcher Guardians, I've found a way to give each of them special powers.
Aren't Bosmer not supposed to be using paper to write? Why would you want to give Lurchers special powers?
To make them more effective, of course. The Guardians protect the village, and now we can imbue each of them with different elemental tactics. And the best part is that building them isn't even hard. It's easy.
How do you build them?
Well, you see, the husks are the same, grown from local flora. It's the Guardian's guts that make it special. Bring me some thunderbug bellies, dew bugs, and hive seeds from outside the village, and I'll show you how to make one.
I'll be back then. Thunderbugs are kind of just floating around. Hive seeds, I think I gotta collect from those damn wasps. Dew bugs, I have absolutely no idea what the hell that is. It says there's something in here. Oh, there's something. Yeah, it's a new bug then. This is where we get the hive seeds. I see. Okay. Still wanted and haven't been accosted. Nice. Actual hive seeds here. I don't know why I took those guys on. Something up here though. Rain, go away. So dew bug because it hangs out in the rain flower. I get it, and I take it. These are thunderbugs. Yep. I needed. Okay, what do you have that? More hive seeds, but I don't see no hive seeds. Stand still. Where is my cat? Oh, it's like I hear it purring. I haven't noticed it in a while. Why did I hear a large cat? There's nothing but antelope, but antelopes are usually food for the big kitties. We're going to, as usual, stick this between 2 and 3 hours. Nothing too long. These guys, we usually do about 2 hours for these guys. So, it is currently 1:40 already. Damn, we may stick to 3 hours. This is our last big long. Ooh. I see you and respect you, giant idiot. This one is not here for your bellies. All these bugs. Now, what the frick is he?
That was fast, but I'm not surprised. Did you find the things we need to build you a guardian?
Sure, now what?
Wonderful! Now comes the best part, mixing ingredients to give the guardian its powers. Lightning bellies and hive seeds make a fire guardian. Hive seeds and dew bugs make a wooden guardian. Lightning bellies and dew bugs a water guardian.
Fire, wood, or water?
Yes, it'll be your guardian. Use this husk and build the one you want. Then we'll test it against the others. Lead it over to challenge 2 other guardians. Tell you what, you can even use these healing roots to give your guardian an edge.
Fire is always good. Can I help? Unfortunately, he's fighting his opposite. Oh Jesus, did he just grow like 2 times in size? Just the wood? Which should be strong, weaker against fire, but that guy's like twice as big all of a sudden. Get them.
I've never seen a Guardian fight like that! Incredible! You really know how to choose a champion. This day will go down in our clan's history, and you helped make it happen. Unfortunately, I haven't figured out how to keep the Guardians under control for very long, but I'm working on it.
Okay. The science progress. Is that a medium? That looks like a medium. Ah, it's a heavy. We'll sell it. Okay. In the shimmering tree. Oh, I forgot to paint color these arms. I'll get it in a minute.
Stand down! How did you hope to get away with this? Are you from the moons? Honestly, the nerve of some people.
I lost one item and not clicked on anything. I forgot I was wanted. Part of living as an assassin. Thief. I don't get caught for thieving, but someone sees you stab someone in the back, and then suddenly you owe everybody everything in your pockets. I don't know why they take stuff for thieving if the bounty's for you stabbing someone in the back. They do.
Can you believe that tree thane?
Oh, it's the lady who came running out saying wasn't rude.
Was the tree thane as rude to you as she was to me? All I asked was how one might get an audience with the Wilder King, but the way she reacted, you would have thought I was trying to slaughter her children. Did she treat you any differently?
She asked this one to help drive the woodworks away.
She did? That's funny, because Under and I offered to drive the orcs away and she turned us down. I don't know, I'm beginning to suspect this is some elaborate Bosma trick and the whole village is laughing at us when we're not looking.
You don't think the Wielder King exists?
I didn't say that. There is definitely a distinctive magical force in this part of Valenwood, but I fail to understand by what logic the Tree Thane decides who gets an audience with the Wilder King and who gets turned away.
Why do you seek an audience with the Wielder King?
Oh, I'm Aranias. Maybe you've read my book, Spriggans in the Green, Story and Myth in Primitive Bosma Society? Probably not, I guess. Anyhow, Under and I came in a scholarly pursuit to see if this Wilder King is really as powerful as they say.
So what will you do now?
We'll just have to venture deeper into the forest on our own. We'll probably get lost and suffer a slow and painful death, but that's the risk we have to take.
Okay.
If you're going after the wood orcs, though, I know something that might make it easier.
What does you suggest?
If you want, you can take the essence from the calliope tree and rub it all over your body to cloak yourself in a haze of forest moths. The wood orcs won't even see you. Oh, one more thing. Under scouted out the orcs' camp pretty extensively. He might have some useful observations if you ask. Good luck with the wood orcs and that tricky tree thing. Maybe we'll meet again when we find the Wilder King.
I'm not sure if rubbing myself in plant matter will be a good thing because they're very iffy when it comes to Bosmer about doing stuff that'll harm the environment. But if it makes this one invisible, this one's already invisible. What do you know about the Wielder King?
There seem to be a lot more rumors than any real facts. Some say he's a man, others say he's a spirit, an embodiment of the forest. What I find most fascinating, though, is the rumor that he actually shapes the entire forest. That's just incredible.
Where are you originally from?
Me? I was born and raised in the Somerset Isles on a rather small island known as Silitar. It's a pretty secluded place. Growing up there was what first sparked my interest in studying nature magic. But, well, it was very lonely.
Is Ando really a scholar too?
Of course not. He's mainly here, acting as my guardian. They warned us that this place was dangerous, and if the Wilder King is really as unpredictable as people say, well, never hurts to be prepared.
Fortnite status. We mistakenly changed the critical damage to multiplier on the combat SMG to 20 MV to 1.10. We have now reduced it to its correct value. Oh, they made the combat SMG super powerful for a moment. Damn. Hilarious.
I spent several hours watching the wood orcs and evaluating their weaknesses. As a whole, their strength is in numbers. As long as you don't take on the entire camp, you should be fine. The chieftain's the one you have to watch out for.
What's so tough about the chieftain?
By the look of his scars, he's seen his share of battle, and he knows how to take a beating. Don't expect him to go down quickly. There's a shaman who's never far from his side as well. I'd focus on killing the shaman first. Good luck.
Good idea. I don't like it. I'm going to take the seeds like they asked me to, but not do more. Oh, I don't have a choice. I have to take more. Okay. How do I do that? Under disguise? What does it count as? Appearances? Oh yeah, I just know there are appearances. Okay. I guess I don't have to kill any of them. I'm invisible. I look like moths, apparently. Oh, I can't sneak. Oh shit, I didn't even see an eye above them. My disguise, my disguise. She is persistent. Okay, bring it. Yeah, so they get to go the old school way. And just slaughter the entire camp. I'll take it. It might be useful. So go around then. There's a lot of people actually. Let's go back to being hidden. Oh no, we can't. That was our one chance. Soiled it. Luckily our hiding techniques look pretty good. So if we wait over here for her to go away, be patient, or the him, I can't tell from here. Looks like her. Wait for them to go away. I take out one of these guys to an assassin and then have to fight just one. Oh, frick. To Did you hear something? No, you hear nothing. This one is just slaughtering your entire village. Oh shit. Who sees me? Go away.
Did you hear something?
Yes, you saw the me. In your throats. Don't know where he is going, but he's going to go do things. Your mom. Yeah, sorry, here actually.
Every woman has her price. Mine is 5 gold.
If I need to get back there, I can actually take her out.
Never trust anyone. Pointy weird.
Wow, we're into the throat slitting animation today. I'm running out of the room. No, thank you. Turn around and go away. Stabbed him right in the beak. And I take out the other lady. Oh, I thought that was telling me to put things on fire. No lungs for you. Back. Guy's
He
back.
goes to the city for the pickpockets. He enjoys the attention.
up. And walk back and find him bleeding all over the thing and not alert a single person. And now he is dead as well. Your dead friend's guts all over the campfire. I mean, me. Right, stealthy. Okay. I can't assassinate him. Hang out with him for a bit. That's cool. You do have fun. He did not see this kid so sneaky right in front of his nose. Nothing. I'll get them on the way out. All by yourself? All by yourself. That's a bad position to put yourself in. Position for the nucleus. The meat on the fire. The smell is bonino. Move them up there. Move them right here. So I can prepare this one so he doesn't get in the battle. One of these two? Or I can just leave it. Wait, what is that? Let's fight this one. Oh, good, another shaman. And I'm over.
So the Wood Elves have a friend who's not afraid to fight. Good. Give me your best.
Oh. Mm. Sitting on the bodies of your comrades there. This didn't reawaken. Weird. Oh, I didn't check to see what that was up there. Oh well. I'm not gonna read that right now. And maybe one day this one will read. You learn how to. Oh, that.
So you killed Chieftain Thragdosh? I sure would have liked to watch that.
Well, first I threw a blade into his mage's back, and then we just had to go, and I almost died.
You know what stinks? Dead orcs. We're gonna have to haul all the bodies off and burn them. Otherwise we'll never get their stench out of this part of the forest. The Guardians were amazing! I know you helped too, of course.
Yeah, of course. I really didn't have to fight a whole bunch of wasps. Yeah, twice. Interesting, but no. Really, but so be it. Oh, oh no. Damn skeevers. Better not giving me whatever shake. I don't know if they can do that in this game. Oh, just the lever. How much time do I have to go? 1 hour. I could turn on my experience scroll number 2. So that. I have a lot of these. Hello. Give me all your experience. This is Bramble Beach. Where the hell is the house? Wait. Where am I supposed to be going for this? I'm not supposed to talk to... Yeah. Yeah, it's sending me to the wrong place. What the hell? I tried to mount. I've been playing too many shooter games with mounting abilities. What are the lizards doing out here? Okay.
My scouts came back singing your praises. They said the Wood Orcs broke quickly after you killed Chieftain Thragdosh and unleashed the Guardians. I wasn't exactly expecting you to succeed. Seems there's more to you than meets the eye.
Oh my god, this one is a transformer. Don't tell nobody. I did not even know.
Huh, and you're worried I won't hold up my end of the bargain? No, I keep my promises. You got rid of those parasitic orcs. You've earned the right to petition the Wilder King for an audience. I hope I haven't given you a sense of false hope, though. Bosma around here petition the Wilder King for an audience all the time, and he rarely responds. More than likely, you're simply wasting your time.
This one understands, but this one would like to petition nonetheless.
Suit yourself. Just south of my home, you'll find the petitioning stone. Just touch it. Probably nothing will happen. If he wants to speak with you, though, he'll appear when you touch that stone.
All this one has to do is touch the stone?
I never said it was complicated. Besides, by scaring off those wood orcs, you just might have improved your chances. The Wilder King sees these things, you know. All right, run along now, and may the forest part to reveal your path.
This one will just go touch the petitioning stone. I should be able to make this fall. Oh, no, that fall a little fall. I fall a little fall, that fall a little far. You said just south, you didn't say 5 days walk south. Oh, there it is. Oh.
Welcome to my court, outsider. Since you entered my domain, I have watched your actions with keen interest. You have been generous with my people and more patient than I expected. But I still cannot gather one thing. Why have you come?
This one come to negotiate on behalf of the Dominion.
Again, not what I expected. I think I've heard of this old merry Dominion, but I don't see how inclusion in this group would appeal to me or to the people in my domain. Aligning with you would only alienate us from others.
You would only be alienated from our common enemies.
Interesting. You think we have common enemies? My only enemies are those who would seek to harm Valenwood. Let us test your theory, though. Show me one of these enemies of whom you speak, so I might better understand.
Alright, how do I do that?
Use the other stone pillar, the one on the platform behind us. Touch that stone pillar and an apparition will appear. One of your enemies, as you say. Fight this enemy so that I might see its true nature.
Okay, goodbye. Stone pillar?
Strike us down, but the veiled heritance will always rise again.
Special, holy cow.
Hazazi is finished with this village.
Doesn't matter, Hazazi.
Now you are negotiating with a forest spirit who calls himself a king? With all those floating leaves, Hazazi thinks he looks very silly. Do you really think this is going somewhere? Or is it just a waste of time?
Possibly, but you're not helping very much.
By the light of John and Jod, this is the craziest thing ever seen. Even Razumdar would have lost his patience by now. If you think all this makes sense, then Hazazi is starting to wonder about you too.
I sense the darkness in the heart of the one you fought, but he has already been defeated, has he not? And those like him, they may not all share his darkness. You should have me call these people enemies, though.
Yes, they are known as the Veiled Heritance.
The Veiled Heritance, yes, I am familiar with this distinction as well. There is one among this group who has come to Valenwood to see me, and I find her curious. Very curious. I'm not inclined to consider her an enemy.
Who is this person you're referring to?
She is one who has been blessed with fascinating gifts. Gifts I cannot afford to ignore. You would know her identity, though. I was able to capture one of her memories. Touch the petition stone again, and I will share it with you.
Okay. I'll go back and forth on this one. Am I going to have to fight? Oh, touch the petition stone again. I just wouldn't
How can a
Photoshop.
forest spirit be a king?
Why not? Where did my knife go?
We have much need of someone like you, Aranias.
Oh,
Yes,
Aranias.
young one.
I just talked to
We have
her.
a problem in the Valenwood that will require your talents specifically.
I would be honored to help however I can.
An opportunity has arisen to strike a devastating blow to the Dominion, to divide the Bosma.
The Bosma in Greenshade claim allegiance not to King Camoran, but to a man they call the Wilder King.
Killing this Wilder King will drive the Bosma mad. He is very elusive, though, so I will need your help to find him.
You realize we are entrusting you with an important task, I hope, my dear.
Of course, Lady Estria, you can count on me.
Did we kill Lady Esther? I want to say we killed Lady Esther.
As you've just seen, the young girl Aranias is associated with the Veiled Heritance. Until I know more about her, I hesitate to call her an enemy. I will have more insight soon, though. Even now, Aranias is on her way to my throne.
But she's coming with Andor to destroy you.
So she believes. But there may be a greater truth to her purpose here. You may not like this, but I sense the same is true of you.
Okay.
Like the branches of a grottoak, I believe that Aranias' destiny, my destiny, and your destiny are all intertwined. I cannot yet see how these events will play out, but I do know that like Aranias, you must come deeper into the forest.
Where does this one need to go?
You must eventually come to my throne, but not yet. Each of us is a strand to be spun into the story of Valenwood.
Oh, no
You
spinners.
should seek out the spinner, Marrowan.
Yep,
He
spinners.
can tell us how this story began and where it should end.
What about Andor and Arenas? Will you be safe?
Yes. Traveling through Valenwood is a funny thing. It may take them many days to find the path to my throne. You have all the time you need. Find the spinner's cottage and speak to Marrowan. Safe journeys, my friend.
Alright, this one will look for spinner Mara. Spinners meaning I'm going to be going on quests to find shit.
Dancing elves, forest spirit kings. These people are pulling on the tail in more ways than one. You can stay if you want to, but Hazazi thinks it is time for him to return to Marbrook.
That wouldn't. What are we on time, guys? 2:20. We'll just stay in for 3 hours total. Okay. Actually, I need to get to.
Hazazi calls this madness.
Oh, yeah, Mom, that is last night. Need to get to this down here. Plus something up there. And get back to the Assassin's Guild so we can, Oh. Mammoth. You're way away from the Skyrim, my dude. We need to find this, and then we need to turn in our assassin contract. Oh, we have so much to sell, though. Oh. Well, actually my health goes down by 1,000, 1,100. Damage goes up, and yeah, it's not like super. What the hell? I get things like the light road. That's not going to help me on the niche. I got light apocalypse. Oh my god. Heavy. Legs. Okay, hopefully the Assassin's group has a traitor. I don't remember actually. Yeah, it's that skill guy. So, journal. Quests. Contracting shade. Frick if I remember where it is. Actually, there could be an easier way to do this. Or not. Frick, I honestly don't remember where the... It's in Cyrodiil. This is Cold Coast, that's right. Cold Coast is this way. I know, Cyrodiil is this way. Cold Coast. Oh, I'm trying to ask what this one is. Supreme Court is probably up to nonsense. Supreme Court rules that parents seeking state aid for religious schools. Supreme Court on Tuesday extended its support for religious schools, ruling that parents who send their children to such institutions have right to tuition aid, and state provides it to other similar private schools. Oh, okay. I guess, whatever. I don't like it. Religious schools is bullshit. Most of the time they're there just to learn to be fucking theocrat. But whatever. As long as they're providing it for other private institutions, I guess that's okay. Albeit, you know, normal schools you actually learn to do things, and religious schools you learn how to praise God. And to force others to praise God. And how to hate gay people. And how to hate transgenders. Sorry, not sorry. Theocracy is one of the biggest dangers to freedom we have. Religion is never a good thing to have mixed with government. We don't have a coloring station here, do we? Be nice if we did. Clothing station. Clothing station. Nope. Okay. First things first. You are a Dark Guardian, you're not what I want.
Good news to report?
I completed my contract.
Despite the name, Bramble Breach is remarkably pleasant. They have a talent for cooking with insects that makes me curious how they'd approach Scrib. I remember a Kwama miner killed him with his own prod. Good times. Here, your payment.
Oh, frick.
Aren't you, despite the name, Bramble Breach is remarkable.
Only got rid of one? I don't know. This one? And this one we can use later, actually. Actually. Someone here was really weak, aren't they? We'll bring it down, actually, and thing. There we go. Take this, let me go find the person who sells and buys things. You don't thumb your nose at the Wilder King, not even in jest. There's a loudmouth in Bramble Beach with opinions of the king that ought not to be shared. Slip an apple in their gob and stick them on a spit, I say. Is this the same person I just killed or someone else? Does it say who? There's no name attached to it yet. Whatever. Back to Bramble Beach. My assassin conquerors end up being in the same space all the time. I won't have any trouble. Oh right, I need to go to the speaker and figure out which ones I've done already. I completely forgot how many I've done. Let's try and do them in order. Am I in the right place? Nope. The gas cave. You all need anything from me? You look exasperated, Astra.
Fortunata's death bodes well for the future of the Gold Coast, but our problems remain. I need to consult with the speaker and determine how best to collect the rest of what Count Carolus owes us. In the meantime, I'll leave you to your contracts.
You're not who I'm looking for. I'm looking for a different skeleton, I think. Or not. Oh, not a skeleton. A extremely toothy. You're wearing something, aren't you? This is not what I expected. Just heavy. Isn't there someone in here that sells and buys things? Or am I thinking of freaking Skyrim? Hour cooldown.
I overheard Astara talking. She praised your skill and obedience, which is a rare thing. You're really making a name for yourself, and she appreciates it, even if she doesn't always show it. Keep it up. Just stay safe, alright?
Alright, my little werewolf.
You've proven yourself time and time again, my friend. I've gone from worrying that you might fall to the Black Dragon to believing you might just be the one to obtain vengeance for us all. Dreadfather, guide your blade.
I know there is someone that sells stuff around here. I've done it before. I'm almost positive I'm not thinking of Skyrim. So we'll go in here and see if there's anybody to talk to other than someone to talk to. Who are you? Oh, it's Rasta.
I see our family has grown. Good, good. But mind what you say. Our connection to the family is a closely guarded secret, and I prefer to keep it that way.
This one would like to sell all the shit in his pockets. What's that about? You slacking? Were you playing around? What's going on in here? Anything in here? Ah, it's you.
Why not take a load off?
I have so much shit to sell. At the top. So I don't need these. Don't need these. Honestly, don't know why I need this. Oh, I should have eaten that. Oh well. I read this. I made that. That. This. That. No, I don't need that. That. Oh, I didn't know I had those. I have 13 of these and one more to use. Might as well just use them for the hell of it. Okay, now I need to go see the contractors. Okay, this way. And go this way. Because I honestly have no memory of how many people I've killed out of this litany. I wonder who controls all the, I have 1, 2. So. The speaker sends me on the random things. Right. I'm not sure I really want to do that right now. Kinda have to.
You've been given a sacred duty. Perform it well and bring honor to the Night Mother and your sanctuary, assassin.
Okay, so I've done 2. I was doing them in order. Skywatch we did. Hold in loot. Marlbrook. So when you go to Marbrook. From Marbrook I offer she who surveys the market beneath an auburn bell. So auburn bell, red hair. Or red hat. keep silver close to the heart. So Marbrook, Auburn Vale, close to, so it's a woman. She's Marbrook. She's surveying the market. Oh, what the hell? Go away. So Marbrook is my next thing. At least we know that much now. Honestly, I don't like going all the way out. Back to Green Shade. Ah, my hands are doing the things. So she's at the market. You know that much. She's red with silver near her heart. And she'll have 2 eye colors. Looks like a market. Alright, so red clothes with silver heart. She has to have 2 eye colors. They're all marked with 2 eye colors. That's this thing there. She's a redhead. Technically silver nail the heart, but no 2 eye colors. Can't remember one eye is white and the one eye is not white, or if it's just 2 eye colors. Okay, red, you're not a lady. Is it she? Or we're watching you. I mean, silver near the heart. The eyes are one color.
You saw Queen Irene step out of the orrery? What a wondrous thing.
Doubt it's going to be a guild trader. Guild trader. Okay, this is the guild trading area.
Not another of your stories.
The wood elves deep in the forest say there's a being called the Wilder King who shapes Valenwood.
Sounds like a load of superstition to me.
Nora. Guild trader. Oh,
what?
Don't want me. How are your eyes?
Welcome to Marbrook. Jewel.
Oh, backpack upgrade. Hello.
Welcome to Marbrook. Welcome to Marbrook. Welcome to Marbrook. Welcome to Marbrook.
That should be good then. Ah. Now I have 100 inventory. Someone who is observing all of the markets. There's no market up here. She could also wander around. They tend to wander sometimes. If it's going to be a redhead, it's going to be a high elf, right? But they could be wearing red. Here's a redhead. Yes, it could be a Balsamore. You, I can't see your face. No. Honestly, this might take me forever. Who is texting me? Haunted houses in San Antonio. Sorry, but is that not like the wrong season for this? And this is where someone says it's always in season.
I'll be at this a while.
I didn't mean to click on it. Jesus. Yeah, there's a lot of talk going on right now with the GOP pretty much screwing us all over. Or screwing the Pride over in Pride Month. It's Pride Month, and they were like, no, gay people, lesbians, transgenders, they shouldn't exist. Oh, are you two still here? What the hell? So I'm going to assume she has to be down in a market area. That's my assumption. If they make it too wide, I'm never going to find her. I'm going to assume this is the market area. I would assume it was her.
I heard an interesting story the other day.
What was the interesting story?
Not another of your stories.
The Wood Elves deep in the forest say there's a being called the Wilder King who shapes Valenwood.
It's the same exact story you had yesterday. I mean, earlier. I already looked at you, 3. How about over here? What do we have over here? A dog. Not my assassin's a dog. Wait, I didn't see your eyes. Oh, you don't have red hair anyway. Gravestones, okay.
My heart is heavy.
Sorry. I could relieve it if you need. Still a painter. I'm confused. So he's got like a canvas out, but he's writing a book.
I'd planned this painting as a gift to Queen Irene. If only people would stop getting in the way!
Sorry. Jesus. None of y'all would know where she is, did you? Let's go check the guilds, I guess. Mages Guild? Because technically the guilds look over the market area. Girl. I don't know, I doubt it's you. There's even more market area over here, Jesus. Okay, so Redhead has, I don't think they show much of the Khajiit. So it has to be a Bosmer or a High Elf. It can't be a guard. Could be a soldier, I guess. Guards are invincible. I'm assuming it's going to make a point. I don't know what I got there. She drunk herself under the table. I'm assuming it's going to make a point of her red hair or a red hat. Where's that? Okay. Didn't see nobody at the Mages
like
Guild.
a load of superstition to me.
Sound like a load of superstition. People are still texting me. People, I'm trying to find my contract. Oh, do you have red hair? Maybe, but you don't have two colored eyes. I've been this way, haven't I? I looked at you, or I looked at you. I'd go further up, I guess. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Over to here. You idiots. You want to have a conversation? No, she just ditched you. Jeez. What the hell is this? A wanted poster. For a guy in a cowl. Well, I'm a guy who sometimes wears a cowl, but luckily, I am a cat. Not the guy, or not the human at least, or whatever the hell that was. Okay, I haven't gone this way before. You're lucky your hair's not the right color, lady. I just start stabbing all redheads. Just kill all the freaking redheads. I can't kill her because she's close to everybody else. And literally, they have to have two colored eyes. It's like the one thing I know about them. So she's probably walking around really close to this area.
What is it?
Nothing. I just don't know where. I'm just going to, like, transfer myself back between the two guilds, because they are the highest points over this market area. This isn't her, is it? No, this is a guard. I think they respawned fairly quickly last time I was around. They had...
I'm down on my luck. Help me out.
Allison Carter? Your hair isn't red. Existential crisis when you're standing over your own body.
Have you seen Aranel, my betrothed? She's been kidnapped, and these guards won't let me pass.
No, I have not. I may have to look up a guide for this, guys. I don't know where to look. There's a dead someone in leather here. It's this guy. Oh no, it's not that guy. He's not wearing blue. Fighters Guild. Steel Wheel. Steel Traitors. Okay, so my plan is sit the Mages Guild, sit at the Fighters Guild, walk in between them until I find them, because those are the hiding.
Like a load of superstition to me.
Those are the usual hiding areas. And if we keep rounding this area, and this will be my last thing for the day, if we keep rounding these areas, we are likely to find them.
We don't care for troublemakers here.
Well, too bad, because I'm an assassin, and I have a contract with a freaking god. And I am looking just for people I haven't seen yet with red hair. I have 5 people watching me flounder around. Hello, 5 people. Oh. This is the one we already checked, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Who's the Mages Guild?
Lend a helping hand.
No. I shouldn't be going up those stairs. I should be going up these stairs first.
What in Oblivion are you doing?
Is someone coming around here killing all the redheads? I'm pretty sure the contract says she. I think someone's in the same litany of blood I'm in, and they're like, kill everybody. It literally says she. But in all honesty, okay. Look, there's a freaking thing over here. What is this? It's like a caved-in entrance. I wonder if it becomes important later on.
Staying out of trouble.
Oh, well, I'm not as much trouble as that lady. Stairs this way. Other side.
What?
What? Automate. I need a redhead. A specific redhead. I doubt you have her. Wait, redhead. Oh, you're the same redhead I've already checked. Aren't it? If you'd stay dead, I'd kill you, holy cow. Just to have her out of the way. The same one I've seen before.
Crime is the brother of civilization, I suppose.
Yes, when is it criminal?
The Wood Elves deep in the forest say there's a being called the Wilder King who shapes Valenwood.
Oh, damn. The freaking Bosmer have red hair too. It's the anti of them. Wait. Ah, it's her. Holy sheesh. Are you wearing clothes? Yeah, you are. I'm gonna find a good place to kill her. I mean, I don't think I have anything to lose. I hope she has a bigger range than that, because this is not a good place to kill her.
Work isn't going to do it
So if you're ever looking for her, she sometimes just sits right there. I don't know how many times I may have passed her.
Stay away from me, you vile murderer!
Shit. Oh, okay, good. Now I can pay off my debts. I thought I was sneaky there, but apparently not sneaky enough. Let's just get back to the brotherhood. Oh wait, that was the litany. I don't even need to turn that one in. Oh, but someone is in Bramble Beach. Okay, so let me go back to Bramble Beach. First litany. Well, have they, like, changed this? You're not gonna tell me where oh, yeah. Okay, I don't know what that is all about, but okay. Inventories, Islands of the Blood. Water book. So next one is Bull Plaskin. It's Khajiit. That one's easy. Oh no, it could be a Khajiit or a, yeah, it could be either. Anyone with the tail. So $2 are down to at least 2 races. And she's sweeping with straw. So she's sweeping and she has a tail. And she'll have the eye. Where's Bull Plaskin? You know what? Your mom is disreputable.
Drove the Warhawks away from Bramble Breach.
I'm at Wordhurst. That means I can finally get to do the Thieves Guild.
He stayed and fought.
It's good for the Bramble Breach, but this one wonders how long their isolationist ways can last. Wood orcs aren't the only threats in Valenwood.
I have absolutely no idea where Volkhaven is. Elder Scrolls Volkhaven. That's not what I said, but okay. It heard Elder Scrolls at least. Am I spelling that right? Lokwaston. Oh. Yeah, that's right. Volkwaskin appears to be Mobile Tor. Yeah, that looks like it. Volkwaskin is right here. Ah, so Mobile Tor will be my next destination. If I don't go there naturally, I'll have to just force my way there. I would assume I'd have to go out of my usual area to get there. But right now, we'll stick with what we're doing here. Bramble Reach is my next target. I guess I could just walk to Bramble Beach. It literally is right next door. I'll just walk.
Enough! Anyone who tells you crime does not pay does it wrong. It always pays. Yes. Well, this ought to settle things.
Yeah, I only stabbed some lady. Always forget I have a bounty on me and then go do other things. Off to Bramble Beach. I'm going to assume it might be the same lady, I don't know. This one is not sure who he has to kill. All he knows is he has to kill. Or not. He's in a good spot for death too. Let's see if this costs me money. Nope. Okay. That's the second fisher we've had to kill, by the way. Someone has it out for fishers. Well, apparently this is someone who is assassinated for turning their nose to the Wielder King. So likely a hire by another of the pack that thought they might need to be taken care of. Well, fishers pose such a great threat to the Wielder King. Or maybe they were filled inheritance, who knows?
What do you want?
Nothing, just learning fisher people are the true threats. Ruby, oh my god, it's cute, it has no nose. He's cute, which you pet the people's puppy. Put that in the next update. Getting people's puppies. To the Gold Coast. Hello and welcome to the stream. We're heading back into the Dark Brotherhood. We'll turn in our contact.
You're alive. I hope someone else isn't.
This one has completed the contract.
Despite the name, Bramble Breach is remarkably pleasant. They have a talent for cooking with insects.
You already
that
told me
makes
this
curious
one.
How they...
I got to assassination. Do I have any assassination on? No. Go to the Dark Brotherhood. Nothing. Oh, here's assassination. Nothing new on there. Inventory. Buys. Honestly, don't need those. Hand me those. Life. I was passing through Volkildord Market on my way to an audience with the Queen when some lowly cur had the audacity to cross my path. Kindly dispose of this trash so I don't tread it in the future. Volkildord. We can go there. Which a kind of unimportant reason to kill someone, but whatever. I won't only be doing these contracts. I'll do like 4, and if I don't see anything turn up to a new area, we'll just head out to the next area. What time is it, by the way? I'm losing track of time here. We're at 3 hours. Okay. Guys, We'll head to Vocal Guard, we'll kill this person, complete our contract, and we may come back and quit here or go back to the area where we came from. So we are at 3 hours. Vocal Guard is in this area. I watch. Sold. Vocal Guard. Go to the way shrine, please. Got a marker there, but I have a feeling it's just one of those like side quests. Yeah, it's just
You there?
side quest.
How would you like to do something worthwhile?
Yeah, not right now. I am here for assassination. Yours, I need to go this way. There's a lot of money on these assassinations. I'm hoping to make better money than I am spending to pay off the guards. Also, I'm losing all the stuff I'm getting. Really don't think you should have all your stolen stuff taken when you're being fined for killing someone. Being fined for stealing, fine, take the stolen stuff. Being fined for murder, stolen stuff is not part of the fine. I know semantics. No, look as yet. At 137, I am a weak as yet compared to you. Heal Wanam Betu. Oh. Oh, well, that was quick. Not quite yet. Is she a mage? Probably get her like right there. Where else she goes? Too far to, too close to these guards. There's a guard following us. Can't do shit if the guard is following us. And right next to the damn cat. And not seen. Nice.
There's been a robbery.
Really? Well, the timing on that is really low. I could probably wait that one out. Especially since we are done for the day, guys. We're probably going to head back to Dark Brotherhood and just call it as soon as my time is up. I get out of here. It would be nice if they had some kind of like ulting ability on this. I need to get over this rock.
Hear now the lesson of the divine body.
Hall is somewhere over here, right? Oh, it's across the street. Darn. Stop me. Let's see how far I can sneak. Not being caught. Almost there. Okay, back to the Gold Coast, guys, and that will be my last for right now. We'll go turn this in and get a new contract, and then the next time we'll discuss that in a minute. Hold on, let's do the Gold Coast, turn in the contract. We'll do the outro. Okay. Where did the Minotaur go? Yeah, there was almost took care of him. Taking care of him? You finished this area already? Other than doing some Assassin Guild contracts? I think we're supposed to keep doing Assassin Guild contracts until the next Assassin Guild thing to get a level up, but not entirely sure. I could be doing this for no reason other than to upgrade my assassin. Honestly, if this guy gives me Roguish Stralt, I'm gonna have to sell my Roguish Stralt. I don't use it. That'll be a source of money.
You should know how this relationship works by now, Assassin. Something you wanted? Nobles, am I right? Snap their fingers and pay their gold, and we'll just kill whoever they point at. I suppose that's what we do, but it still rankles my feathers. That's why I collect noble ears. Just doing my part for the common folk.
It's not something I can use. You have treasures I stole apparently too. Even Erin's court is full of sycophants, hanging on her every word and trying to gain her attention. It's sickening. How am I supposed to make an impression with all of them in my way? Kindly make your room to Vulcan Manor. And okay, so we have another contract in Vulcan Manor. We won't be doing that right now. We're going to go ahead and do an outro here. So thank y'all for joining me for this new rendition of. There was quite a few popped up. Of Elder Scrolls Online in the Dominion. The next time we'll come back in, we'll do one of the other two militaris, one of the other two sides, and continue working on that. Of course, with my mage, we're running the main story. Other than that, that's all we have for today. As far as actual planning next streams go, we don't have a ton. We talked about this last night, but we'll go ahead and run through them again. So that's it for today, by the way. I will not be doing tonight because I have tomorrow morning to work on. But we will play tomorrow evening for some Chrono Cross, most likely, if I'm not too tired. And then Thursday we will definitely come in, because that should be the roll around for Fortnite, our third Prime stream. Well, most importantly, well, not most importantly, that's important too, but we'll also be coming in to do missions and to figure out what that new update with Dark Traitors is to be. I will be coming back to ESO once here and again. I do want to keep playing it until I either finish it or it's discontinued, whatever happens. They just updated it, so hopefully it has a long, healthy life ahead of it. I don't think I have anything else to say as far as times go. Next week, Friday through, or this upcoming week, Friday through Sunday is maybes, but no guarantees. Next week, Monday evening is likely, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays are maybe, and that's it. And that's all I really have as far as schedules go. If y'all like to see another game get played once in a while, especially if it's a short one, I can do it in one setting, let me know. I do have some plans for Halloween when it comes back around in the future, for some horror games. We're going to finish out Chrono Cross and Final Fantasy before we dive into any other regular RPGs that aren't online. Then after that, we'll figure out what to do with those guys, or after those guys. I do want to get into Final Fantasy VII Remake, as I said, but I want to get a capture card so I don't have to worry about a certain company name. Starts with a S and ends with an Enix. I should just say starts with a Square and ends with Enix. From censoring parts of the game, like they did in the OG Final Fantasy VII, which is as old as dirt. And everybody knows the spin already. Anyway, enough of my sassiness. I will see y'all tomorrow evening if y'all want to show up for Chrono Cross, and I feel like if I'm not here or y'all don't show up for Chrono Cross, I'll see y'all Thursday morning for Fortnite. Peace out, guys. I hope y'all have a good week if I don't see y'all for a while. This one wishes you well.